viewers, it's another episode of the Liberty Tourism Waka, where they come to you live on Liberty Online Television in partnership with the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. Today, the Liberty Tourism Waka, they come now number 2 river. All of we know say number 2 river you find them right now the peninsula. And we want to can know what are the value them when number 2 river gets to Salon. How attractive it be to tourists them. Even when it's confident to come from, especially the justice them, as we can refer to them. The first time when you want to go for Gorilla can be number 2 river. Now one of the important river in this Salon, where the country don't use for market to the world, but some of the fine beach them where we get. Well, today when they come back on number 2 river, for let we know what's the importance of number 2 river. And for the one that says where perhaps not the yearly but river number 2 but not come there, so let us say can see how number 2 river can like. The white sand where it gets, the beauty of the nature where they are number 2 river. Now that's what they can show on today. Inside this edition of the Liberty Tourism Waka. Like I tell you now, Liberty Tourism Waka they come to owner in partnership with the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. In case you get any questions for us or comments or make about this particular edition of the Liberty Tourism Waka, you can go on the comment section. Now the different platform them where you watch. Me, Namibel Kabao, they bring on this edition of the Liberty Tourism Waka to you. Kamla, we're gonna river number 2. So viewers, like I've been telling you, we don't come now at the main entrance to river number 2. We're about 200 meters from the main street to Usai. The real entrance there for can see waiting there inside river number 2. And also plenty people there abroad and say people waiting salon where perhaps don't they hear about river number 2 but not ever get the opportunity to get a visual like waiting Liberty Online TV they can do today in partnership with the Ministry of Tourism. As you can see, there are trees all over where they show say nature still in a river number 2. They not cut the trees them. They so left them and beautify them. And I guess una self really don't they eager for know waiting there behind this river number 2 we make plenty people like them. Plenty people go say this are their preferred place of relaxation, especially where time like December, April, and send them when a festive season them where people can come salon boku where they can make yourself feel nature na river number 2. That's the essence of Liberty Tourism Waka. For let you know waiting there behind certain place where make tourists themselves when don't come salon yet can eager for come. For can see waiting salon gets. Salon are a beautiful country and we beaches them. Now one side where people on the use for blood say we get side them where nature can be appreciated and people can want for can see waiting we get. And river number 2 is not an exception. Viewers, I guess una self would begin get the feel of river number 2. Just like I was telling us, now that's make we there today. Right now, at the right on top of the white sand, when I one of the beauty in this of this particular river, one of the river in this way we get to with the bluff it internationally says Salon gets a river where gets all white sand. As you see, right from me far right there, you gonna notice that they're not cut the ticket at the end part yonder. Well, like the help for beautify the river number 2. But we go on for know how then they maintain this space. How Salon they use this as one of the tourist attraction them for sell to the world for like more people go gladly for come and visit river number 2. You cannot talk about tourist destination in a Salon, you not make mention of here. Because even people were not to Sierra Leoneans then. Don't hear about river number 2 we make them king gladly for come. Now a pleasure for welcome a gentleman. We go kind to go this step shortly. For let we know what that's saying. Hello and welcome to Liberty Online Television.
Welcome.
You know that. Tell the viewers then.
Mina Abu Bradshaw, and Mina part of this organization and at the work now.
What you say you don't work now? What you do exactly?
Well, exactly. Mina the financial secretary. Now this particular organization as at now.
Tell me small thing about river number 2. Perhaps somebody there we don't hear no more say you yourself can relax with your family and enjoy nature. You tell me because na una dinaya Tell me small thing about here.
Oh yes. As you rightly say, river number 2. Now one of the unique places around this peninsula. As you already mentioned, say yeah, a relaxation place and a place of beauty, a place where people come for can relax and enjoy nature. As you can see, river number 2, what been used for Kenya during the 80s. When you come here now, you go see a vast difference.
Waiting on change.
Well, waiting on change, you go see say more developments take place, and within this, let me say 15 years back to now. Yes, many, because before now when you come, you see Yana being almost a forest, going down into the nature, that natural vegetation. But because of development on the take place and people and on the come, and mass for come reside in river number 2 land. So the place are open to development, and that don't attract more, it don't attract more people to come to river number 2.
And the system maintained for the using wooden bench here. Why not choose this?
Well, we choose them because we are Africans, and we deal with we want for executive Africans. So we decide for dynamic way you want to see with hot them, we not choose them. Where you can
that's what going to be my next question. Wait to make us see hot them around.
Yes.
Wait till then they serve us.
Well, and they serve us also well, let me say I reside inside where people
can just shade them at
yes, like during the rains where people can come, you understand, instead wearing use hot.
Viewers, if you just tune in, you watch the Liberty Tourism Waka, where they come to in partnership with the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. And today, within a river number 2, we talk to a gentleman with the public management here for no waiting they happen at river number 2. Why it's important for let people come naya, and why for preserve this particular beach among many other beaches in Salon get we know say now one we don't sell salon internationally. Tourists and they can come to we go rush say then one can see river number 2. One because they say get white sand. One because they say it really they show say nature they happen around there where you come, the environment very peaceful. When they take a walk, let me see exactly how river number 2 can look, so that the viewers and say where perhaps not ever come here or able to see how it's like where people they come na river number 2. When are the peak time then where this particular river also can get plenty visitors?
Okay, well, the peak time is in weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. On Saturdays and Sundays it can be a peak time. But and also during the festive times like during the Christmas and periods, we can get a lot of people and for also grace in New Year's.
How una able to manage the cleanliness of this place? Well, let's seaweed or other dirty them no can take over because we know them peak time in the way to go. You have to pull up with people normally where they can relax with their family, but then can also bring dirty them when they can left here. How are they clean here?
Well, as it is, like community-based organization, due to the fund where we get, you understand, where we source from gate and other these shares, we can use them as well, for we get clean.
What is special about this particular place? Where for make somebody where they watch you get the urge for Kanaya? What is special about here?
Well, first of all, if I can go back to history, river number 2. Can't forget with an historical background. River number 2 get the name river number 2 during the era of 1949 was corrected during the Second World War, because it was explained that a battalion of 2, when a British battalion, when they declared the war, then they come at this part of the country, I think, as an harbor. But when they disembark on the ship, they come the monster. According to history, they say quicksand below. So when they monster them, I think when they instant foot for Bangan and gone, so the quicksand cover them, that 2 battalion. So they may only discover them through them bullets. So there comes and say, this is 2 river, because it was because of the battle, the battalion 2 and the river, they just collide and say, well, this is river number 2 because of the works of the soldiers.
What's the challenge where the man river number 2 they go?
Well, actually, we get What a lot of challenges. If I can specify, so one, we dey get challenge with security issues because say really whenever because where crowd can come, you get a lot of different people. So like we can get any challenges in this. So like that's why every Saturday and Sunday we try to make sure so we get police presence around there. And secondly, we dey get challenge of this dumping site. Because now we don't get dumping site. See, we don't get our garbage, and we don't get some for too long outside to make dispose it. We try to see how best and government ready to allocate, place around the outside and then for make for the dumping site. As it is, we also get the challenge at the gates because the gates now when are in I was saying that the source now the hub of this organization, but in the crowd more money for them to run them. Now no longer under we control under the western area this council. So we get constant monetary constraints now.
So the money when they pay at the gates, they go to the council now. Now they can direct it to but they not can give a portion of them. When una the manager.
No, well, as at now they open just an account so we get access to it.
Oh. Alright, so to the wrap up, what's gonna be your message to the one the way they watch you? Especially somebody who something they watch, they not ever come here. What's gonna be your message to that kind of person they for come here and can enjoy nature?
Well, my encouragement on me, what I go give the people I go always encourage people to come to river number 2. Because river number 2 now a place where you come, you go let for be, you let for the camp every time. Because we are peaceful, we are encouraging, and we are hospitable. We take care of all the needs around. Provide you security, we will provide you showers after you swim, you want for wash, you go wash, a public toilet, everything is there. And encourage people that can come to river number 2. That's river number 2 now the place for you every time. When you get your stress, come to river number 2. When you come to river number 2, you see nature. Trust me, you go forget but everything will go.
Alright, well viewers, now also the work at the end of river number 2. I want to say plenty thank you to you who don't watch, send your questions or share this particular broadcast of the Liberty Tourism Waka. Outside today we come now river number 2 for let una can get a view of how it look like. Now this white sand when I one of the value then day where salon they show to the world say you come salon, you get safe for can relax and safe learn about how river number 2 form and waiting at the importance of to salon tourism sector. Many thanks to the production team. And I want to say plenty thank you to Abdullah Bulawe produced this edition of the Liberty Tourism Waka in partnership with the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. Until we meet again, Mina Mebel Kabade say many thanks to you and continue for watch Liberty Online TV. Watch out for the next episode of Liberty Tourism Waka.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the midweek edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV, with a stream on Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring the program come to you this Wednesday morning. Mina Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Mebel Kaba, good morning. Today now Wednesday, the 12th day of March 2025. And inside this edition of the Breakfast Show on Liberty Online Television,
If you don't follow the news, you go notice, say, inside the past month, civil society organization, them, the opposition party, and other people be done to make comments about the 2024 Counter-Terrorism Act, where Parliament don't turn to law yesterday. A lot of concerns then be come from the public regarding some section them now this act we don't turn law. Well, we can look at the significance of and this morning, whether the members of Parliament then be look at the concern then where the public been gets, but this act we go know inside this edition of the Breakfast Show.
Well, also, we go hear from the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, SLAJ, where be send them position paper, who side and state concern them, where they say they get for sake of this bill, where they believe say go tap press freedom and self-freedom of speech in the country, and also organization them, civil society activists them, lawyers them, being get concerned for sake of this particular bill, where yesterday Parliament don't turn them to law. But before we can go there, if you don't follow Liberty Online TV, we don't cover extensively on the protest na Kwedu Limited, outside the workman them for Kwedu Limited, they on protest now. Outside then say then they request for let the company go look inside them condition of service them. And during this protest, the person where they lead the protest, na His Excellency the First Lady, Madam Fatima Bio, where he say in a corner picking, so it is support in brother them on the protest. Well, we don't talk to the Workers Union for Kwedu Limited, where the President Charles Kindness been there with Twina Liberty TV on Monday. We also don't talk to the Labour Congress as they say give their own perspective. Well, today we can talk to Ibrahim Toure, where in the Director of Corporate Affairs forgets the company their own side for sake of this ongoing protest. On the line we get Ibrahim Toure, when the Director of Corporate Affairs. Good morning, Mr. Toure, and welcome to Liberty Breakfast Show.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, Sierra Leone.
All right, as I don't give viewers them a brief background, we don't cover this protest extensively. Also, I don't try to talk to all parties were involved. The only people who know here for me it's na una way na the Kwedu Limited company where una workman them currently they on protest. One of the things them where the president for the workers union will be interviewed on Monday is state. Then they ask for better condition of service. And from 2016 to now, the salary what them plan to receive, then peg them to the dollar. But the dollar, the exchange rate they go up, then salary still remains stagnant. That's now one of the major things them where then they protest for. Firstly, from Kwedu Limited perspective, also all of the issues there so begin.
Thank you very much, Khadija. 2016, we received, prior to 2016, all of Kwedu Limited contracts being paid in US dollars. Say, Mr. X, they don't give you a contract, his salary, his basic salary, allowance is everything good day in dollar. So when they pay you, then we use the prevailing exchange rate in that month, and they pay you. So in 2016, government of Sierra Leone, through BSL, Bank of Sierra Leone, issued out a memo asking everybody for transact with the local currency. So with that directive there, we also get a meeting with all workers and educate them about that memo, and we change the contract to new. We do new contracts for everybody, all national staff, and we not only stop there, we send those contracts to Ministry of Labour for certification. Then go through the contract, certify them with the signature and seal, come back to me all of the contract. Then we issue them contract to all employees, and every employee, including the way they talk to you, so we all sign those contracts. So since then, all contracts they in use. So for let somebody come now 8 years down the line and say they may not pay me with wrong exchange rates, we not see and say not good concern at all.
According to Charles Kindness, who interview him, he said the contract where then be send them back for let them go rectify some of the issues them where it come back. There are certain pages them we're missing inside this contract. How to this be?
I don't get knowledge of that, and me own contract and most of other contract that we don't see, they news. And no page, no common inside me because I get me own company. They news and continue for them news and I sign up.
You said
so that's why I feel say the contracts and they.
You say the contracts and the aliens based on waiting the Bank of Sierra Leone don't see. But
Yes.
taking into consideration the rates, now the issue where the workers then get. As at this February we just done. Now waiting now the exchange rate in Leons where on they pay them people. Let me say for example, somebody will forget $100. Waiting at the exchange rate where on they pay them in Leons.
Well, I don't think say if, for example, I employ Khadija, I give Khadija offer, and the offer the salary in that offer letter saying 4,000 euros per month. I don't think say if I consistently they pay Khadija that 4,000 euros, Khadija get any right for ask me for exchange rates. Because the contract today between me and Khadija is 4,000 euros, and I consistently pay you that 4,000 euros. Who said this exchange rate issue come on? I don't know.
So the exchange rate issue where you say you know also it come out according to the workers them where we've been talked to them chair the other day. Now that as at 2016 where on have been going to the contract with them, it's supposed for the be $100 way equivalent to the Leons. And the exchange rate we all know say don't they change in the market. So waiting them be want for they understand is where una they pay them? Is it back then from that time when they signed the contract where the dollar rate been they dong around 1 million or so? Now that rate they una still they use for pay them or una be don't upgrade them, taking into consideration that the rates they change in the market almost every day.
Okay, let's give more insight into that change process. During the time we've been the changes, the BSL rates on that day now be 550 Leons. So out of the company in goodwill, that day when they changed the day, the company take the rate as 650 Leons and change the contract then to Leons. Say for example, me where they talk to you, we contract the Leons, and since then, Leons, if they give me any increments or promotions now in Leons CD. So which is why me not ever go back and go ask say exchange rates don't they change when I pay me more because my contract is in Leons. So yeah.
So the company not consider that a particular agreement legitimate. Una not the see as a legitimate concern where they getting one of the things and the way they want to let una address before they go back to work.
Well. Because of respect for the workers, them, I go hardly use that word then I say it's not legitimate. I know we use that word. Which is why they discuss there is strong negotiation behind the scene with the Ministry of Labour for address all of those bottlenecks. But because the company knows say rates they change and the condition of our economy not day like I've been there before. So the company offer 50% cost of living allowance for all national staff right across board, where everybody consistently don't get it again. So minus that your salary where you get, you don't get 50% of your basic salary as cost of living allowance from the company because we recognize it, things commodity the price don't change, don't increase. So these are all factors for mitigate the burden on we employee them. So still at this pay again, we don't know side this exchange rate issue come up. Because we don't do as management, we don't do what we for do or we employee them let them not suffer.
As you there this morning, Mr. Ture, they talk on behalf of the management of the Koidu Limited, where on our work them they on protest now. One of the person what on they before the negotiation there so according to statements them where it on they make we go viral na social media. Now the first lady where is say in a part of the protester them. One thing where it on the state out, one na that una fit as a company, una they write a correspondent to them and copy somebody according to in words, quote and unquote, and surrogate them. Then also he accuse una of bribery because he say people lending a man in government where they go take brown envelope for kill down some of the genuine issues according to them where the workman them they put before now.
Yeah, I think we did write Madam Fatima Madabiu, Her Excellency. We did write letter, but we not be mean how the outcome can look like.
What exactly will not be mean?
We be mean say we don't hear in concerns, but now because of who she is, now big person in a very much deal, and we say let delegate the Minister of Labour, let him continue with this negotiation on them behalf. That's the workers them and in and the workers them behalf. I think that's that correspondence they mean. It's unfortunate it sounds the way you explain and so. And,
but Mr. Ture, it clearly they all over social media. The first lady even go for say una fitiam because una copy David Senge when are the chief minister.
Yes, like what they say, copying the chief minister not be mean say we want fitiam. It not be mean that we been just do for he delegates somebody because no one take all of that. And we know say this negotiation, you therefore take a lot of back and forth. So we been advised that he sends somebody we go to work with him.
So now him been send the people who own a copy na the correspondence. Him been send them to na.
Chief Minister no ever go there, no ever been no prior. Say we go ever copy him or whatever. Not so like we be informer or inform we. We just copy him being the head of the minister. So we just copy him so that he also therefore they in the know. Not to out of any disrespect for Madam First Lady.
So apart from that issue we get for do with the copy when I copy the CM now the letter we on a write to the First Lady. At any point in time, this company don't ever meet with Dr. David Senge regarding this issue we get for do with the workman and concern?
No, on ever meet and person would ever talk to her on phone.
How about the ongoing negotiations? Because the First Lady say, they come out corner until una meet all the demands them way in the workers they don't put before now.
Yes, like I say, we busy talk to the Labour Minister, Mr. Raman Suare.
So at this point, una not they talk to the First Lady anymore?
Well, not, like I say, we not talk to her, not because we no one talk to her, no. It's because you don't delegate the Minister of Labour. So now make the Minister of Labour they talk to.
So as of now, when they talk to in at this interview, waiting at the significant change them will happen in the whole conversation?
I think, like I say, the negotiation they go on and there is a lot of positive signs. They say we will reach and they will conclude soon. So, yeah, the spirit is high and everybody they contribute positively, meaning management and Mr. Raman Suare for say we end this thing soon.
Right now, where the workers them not they go work at all. There are allegations that when they use expatriates them when they bring them from abroad, when they registered for work in a salon, when they make them they do the work, where they supposed for they do the but because then they on strike, when they use them people here undercover for do on a work. How true this be?
The information we get, the only work where they do that they do laundry for themselves, they cook for themselves. And then they use this time for maintenance, the machines them, and we vehicles them. I think that the only work that the way, to be knowledge, we know the economy they free time, to be knowledge that the work that the way, I know say they go on it, according to the briefing I guess.
All right, many thanks. So you talked to me this morning and clarify some issues that we get for do the decision where the management of Koidu Limited take for resolve the ongoing protest where they now works here at Nakono. Many thanks, Ibrahim. We talk to you. All right, that's now be Ibrahim Toure, in the Director of Corporate Affairs for Kwedo Limited. If they clarify some of the issues them where they go on now, as we all know, the workers them, the local workmen them, they on protest now because then they ask for better condition of service, and they also want let them rectify the issue of their salary and other things them where they put na a document when they be hand over to the company in way na Her Excellency Fatima Bio been lead that protest day. Well, you don't hear from the side of the company. We'll continue to follow this particular issue closely as developments they unfold. We they come out to the major story. Now the breakfast show this morning, as we all know yesterday, Parliament been passed the 2024 Counter-Terrorism Bill to law. Well, this now one where many people they don't get concerned about because of certain clause them where they inside this particular bill. First, the term terrorist now one way plenty people been get concerned about. So we can look at this entire act, and the member of parliament and they with at the studio this morning, and we happen forget the main person when the chairman for the legislative committee when in an all bill then can pass through for let them do proper scrutiny before they count and back na the well for let them go debate them and turn into law. Well, at the studio this morning, one for welcome the Honorable Abdul Mare Conte, when a member of parliament, they represent the Salon People's Party, and also in a chairman for the legislative committee. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Khadija.
All right, and we get Honorable Dr. Umfa G. Conte. Sorry. in the parliamentary spokesman for the All People's Congress APC party. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Khadija. Thanks for having me. Good morning, Sierra Leone, and good morning, listeners.
All right, that's now the two studio guests them, and hopefully we'll talk to the president for the Salon Association of Journalists Large, when Ahmed Sahid Nazgala, where they been write a petition and state some of the things them way Sludge not okay with inside this bill. So they'll be sent them to the legislative committee. We will know if they'll be able to look inside this position paper, and they'll be able to factor some of the things them during the same way the bill been in a committee stage. But before we come to them, quickly let's watch what happened yesterday exactly in a parliament where them be they agree for this particular law.
Tuesday, March 11 this year, Parliament been passed into law the Counter-Terrorism Act 2024. This law, they provide for the national counter-terrorism activity, enforcement of measures of terrorism forms and other assets, for provide for offenses and terrorism-related matter. Plenty concerns be done dey for sake of this bill where Parliament pass, as a House of Parliament not been there how it can look like, as plenty members of Parliament not been there na the well before them pass the bill for become law. The Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Senator Solomon Thomas, been asked a question to the members them we present.
They read the third time and passed into law. All those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
From the response to the question, I should say plenty members of Parliament not been there at the well, and with normal time the response can be greater than this one. From waiting happen that the well of Parliament been left journalists them confused with this all important bill where the public been get great concern for, and for no waiting they inside the bill and how then get for apply some of them laws they are na salon. The well of Parliament not been there like how it be done the day before, and plenty people be raise concern. But why members of Parliament for the ruling bench and the opposition not been debate this particular bill before them pass on to law? But before this time, the opposition be get great concern with waiting day inside the bill when at the Counter-Terrorism Act 2024. But before the Speaker asks the question where then pass the bill to law, the opposition bench and the ruling bench been get an agreement we been make them pass the bill for become law. For Liberty Online TV, Al Hassan Kuma, the report.
All right, we continue with the breakfast show. That's not exactly what be happened yesterday in the well of Parliament, where member of Parliament them been supposed for debate look inside this particular act, wey na the Counter-Terrorism Act of 2024. But according to that report, the way una listen, it clearly shows a member of parliament and from both the opposition and ruling are not been better inside the well of parliament, where this certain activists, people who don't raise concern about this bill, then get why member of parliament then be missing na the well of parliament yesterday. We will just open the conversation there and we will start with the chairman for the legislative committee. Honorable Mary.
Thank you very much, Khadija. Again, a very good morning to viewers. What happened at Parliament yesterday is very, very, very normal. And I just surprised that all the reports say they expect for better debate and then they're not debate. This also be reached yesterday not to be debate side again that much. It don't go through all the processes. One after the second reading and the debate will then round up, then commit them to the legislative committee. So what did happen at that particular point? The legislative committee get the broad for scrutinize the bill, clause by clause, line by line, make additions where necessary, incorporate them into a report, and bring this report to the can read them at the plenary. And after the report, so the committee of the whole house get the choice now for even adopt the report or even make an addendum to the report. So, but maybe something they would really miss out. The very first time, first of all, this report has been read in Parliament more than a month ago. You understand? And during that proceedings, when after we read the report, concerns them come by then, you understand, from the opposition leader, you understand, and other opposition MPs, that there are certain things and they feel say missing what we need for incorporating to the report. So straight away, without any further delay, the speaker will preside over the whole session by then, say, okay, for what close, and by the also the Attorney General Bindede, they all, the speaker instructs, say, even myself, say, let them try for look at the aspects that we're missing, for me to try to incorporate them into the report, you understand, and then can pass on, because that was by then, that was the only issue we, and feel say, the committee be need for, the whole house need for look at. But the process been very thorough, the scrutiny process. And in fact, you will be shocked now, very few position papers that we even receive. And I'm not going into specific details of certain positions, Ilraj and some other. I don't want to go into specifics, you understand, but we take what's in the position papers then say into consideration before even some of the position papers came. Because at that point, we're also thorough looking at all the issues. So I be just want to correct that side here, the kind of debates maybe they expected yesterday will be don't even pass that day. And in fact, yesterday will be even a continuation. If it's supposed to even be a continuation, but we'll start back because the day will be we come back again for look into this particular bill. We'll get some small electrical issues not well. After we don't start the process, we're around page 15 now in the speaker about the process and adjourn, and we'll continue back again. So with regards again, the parliament, the will be empty. We had a quorum. So if at all the quorum not been there, and in fact, any time before they begin, the deputy clerk they read and say this parliament don't get a quorum and get the mandate for start with the. That's exactly what happened.
Honorable, based on the explanation we don't give, you say now over a month now, where members of parliament don't they handle this Counter-Terrorism Act, where when don't finally turn to law yesterday, and according to you, the Parliament been get a quorum yesterday before we pass this particular act here so to law. But from waiting we seen at the clip, from your perspective as a chair for the legislative committee in a Parliament, you think say the thing where we see just on that clip, the emptiness of the Parliament, send a good message to the public, say the members of Parliament on both aisles really glad for this kind of law?
Yes, because nothing to do on parliamentary. Let me tell you, the process been not start long since. The debate side, we don't even pass away, people don't participate in the debate. Yesterday, I mean, just a continuation of a process so we don't start. Even the report was already presented. It was read, you know, it was presented. So maybe because people don't just know, say, during the discussion, then the only thing will be left for incorporating, understand, both parties we don't agree, say, this is what is going to be incorporated. In fact, what will be even need for being incorporated by then, now, certain provisions from the African model on counter-terrorism. We all agree, say, now this will be added. After that, so there were not any more changes. But the other amendments will come up. Now, me even raise and we need for add another body than the Office of Early Warning and Response Mechanism System. That was the other amendment we even put there. So, except otherwise, maybe somebody gets other expectations, but the process was simple and straightforward.
Let me come now to some of the issues then, will be arise from the very first time where government through the office of the AG introduced this bill. Firstly, now the word terrorist. Now a lot of people then get concerned from, even the opposition now, where Honorable Umfadi represents. For better understanding for viewers then, in una young term as lawmakers, waiting or who that una they refer to as a terrorist?
Well, the viewers they give for brace themselves, you understand, because for make I even read everything we really involved. You talk about this is not a global and standardized definition. Terrorism not only apply to Sierra Leone, you understand, or worldwide. So Salon not get one specific definition of terrorism because now based on the terrorism convention, you understand. So now a standard definition where you they get based on what in the whole world agree say now so a terrorist for even be defined or a terrorist act for be defined. You understand? So not to say that we use Salon definition, no. But if at all will not even allow me, I go even read some of our. In fact, we even be don't pass under the Financial Intelligence Agency Act, where we also get for deal with the support to terror, financing terrorism, and also support to weapons of proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. So all of this. So this is not a Sierra Leone definition, a standard definition, a global or universal definition of a terrorist or terrorist act, where EBC countries then they were central and even Salon self signed to the protocol. So not to we bring that kind of definition. It's a standard world definition.
All right, I bring you in, Honorable Nfa. The opposition began concern about some clause then inside this particular act we will discuss now the 10 way bill. First, now if somebody gather for a protest, then they refer to say na terrorist, and also it gets other clause them we talk about freedom of expression, freedom of speech, when that self get concerned about. By the time where this bill they come out from the legislative committee after they don't do all the different stages of reading, waiting on a pass yesterday, we don't turn law. Any changes happen?
Yes, my colleague MP states, in we position paper, we make and clear say, yes, there are definitions of the word terrorism. And in the definitions of the word terrorism, words were used such as protest or fear in the public. And we also, in we debates, respective debates, we begin indications of why we concern of the word terrorism. First of all, we concerns where we've been described as terrorists as a party before. So we believe say we therefore make a law we responsible. But indeed, as members of parliament, now we speak to the public, we get rights and our responsibility for make laws and responsible. Now responsibility also for make laws them where they protect the citizens of this country. Notwithstanding, for no say back, we serve as citizens of this country. So on both sides, we recognize, and indeed, when we come with we position paper, we reference the African model law on terrorism. And in the African model law of terrorism, countries then we don't meet na Equatorial Guinea, na African nations then forget a law with or ensure say themselves they in the fight against terrorism. And as representatives of the people or even leaders in this country, we get for ensure say we make law them we're responsible. I don't say that day before. But I just want preface me intervention here with waiting them be talk na Malabo. Because you know say the public can see parliament sometimes when it comes to specific laws as one group that we don't go do something irresponsible. But it's very important that we guard everything we do for Salone jealously and responsibly. And in this particular law, I think say the concern was that even though we pass law or for stand the test of time, or for pass law or go ensure say they not target any individual. And just like how you be interview the person from Conogis now, where the protests they go on there right now. If they not be, if the knowledge not be there, say the people they protest for their wage increase or for what due them, we don't turn the other way. Then for us say we not create fear, we gather people they worry waiting they go on, we self one create a terrorist act. So that make could be say, well, if whatever we see in this bill, where the law enforcer, the law officers depend we see a mirror exactly what in the African say. But what you will not see there, the exceptions affect citizens them for protests and all that. So yes, ma'am.
Take a look at the content of the bill. Taking into consideration the Africa model for the situation in Sierra Leone, how you as a member of parliament go describe this particular bill where una don't agree for so? How you go describe them in Sierra Leone context?
Well, in Sierra Leone context, one thing we get for note, we live in a global village. And if we live in a global village, we have Sierra Leone in the village of countries. You get the UN, you get the AU. We get for ensure say as a nation, we definitely they up to standard when it comes to international best practice. I make up one, if you give me a chance, I want to read this one where then be put in the preamble of that Africa model law. In that preamble, they say, whereas terrorism in its forms and in all its forms and manifestation is an international problem and that threatens the peace, stability, security, and development of nations and can only be eradicated with the full and committed cooperation of all member states of the United Nations and the African Union. He also say back, and whereas the member states of the United Nations and African Union have solemnly reaffirmed their unequivocal condemnation of all acts, methods, and practices of terrorism as criminal and unjustifiable whenever and by whoever is committed. So yes, if government can parliament and we are responsible for not just law but responsible law context where Sierra Leone stand in the community of countries and union and even UN don't say we for contemporize we law them and we should not be seen as a country where they encourage terrorism, a country where will become a potential hub for terrorism. We definitely for make that law. For make a law we not go protect parliament. So when we the law for all of us, because we are all under the law. We are all under the law. We're not making it selfishly, but we're making it responsibly.
So you believe, say, this Counter-Terrorism Act of 2024 now for the benefit of all Sierra Leoneans?
And for the benefit of Sierra Leone. And if it's a benefit for Sierra Leone, it will be a benefit for Sierra Leoneans. Because one thing in opposition and one thing where people they vote in, and for do something we they want. But also, similarly so, when we do something what they want, it will be something we not go expose them to danger. It will be something we not go take into cognizance what in their concerns. Will be like similarly will be passed the cybercrime bill. That cybercrime bill there as a parliament and the Minister of Information and Communication. They say we take months before we pass her. And we take into cognizance all the concerns them. Because we live in a space wherein some of will be seen as one country we open to any kind of thing where they happen at the world.
Is this a good law?
After they don't put the exemptions in and I think it's important for let the public they know what's in the exemptions in. important for let them know.
But na good law before you take it to and then a good law this.
Now law, I'm not saying a bad law. Why make I not saying a bad law? We not for the always see things in a lens where at the end of the day, what I want for level note. There will be a time when APC will be the ruling government. And there will be a time where APC get for preside on their specific laws in here.
So yes, a good law.
It is a good law for the country. And especially after we as an opposition don't address the fact, say, the exemptions here for day.
So they're now part of this
act? They're part of the act. When
are some of the exemptions?
Okay, I will read the exemptions. They will be recommended at the time when we position paper. We did a position paper, and in that position paper, we say notwithstanding the current definition, because you know say the definition of terrorist is say involves serious violence against persons, involves serious damage to property, endangers a person's life, and creates a serious risk to the health and safety of the public or any section of the public, involves the use of firearms or explosives. They also talk about how it involves the attack on non-combatants, which is you not get ammunition, somebody gets ammunition, the person uses against you or in the public. So we say, well, if this is not a definition of terrorism, then the one the way they exempt now the people who they gather for protest, people that way they seek self-determination, people that way want for exercising rights, industrial rights. You work and like I indicate what happen at Koidu or what happen at Koidu now. You say you want you benefit, and when I get a union and then come out and say, Lord, we talk for the people them. And then people, they definitely, when people they talk for the livelihood, the one they represent, which is the trade union, will come. Then the one they are being represented, just will come. And if they gather in that public day, if the definition just did that way, they say, not so for that, they strive for gather, then it will be a blanket say, you cannot gather, you cannot protest, you cannot raise your voice, you cannot even share a publication, because this law talk about sharing publication. But the intent of you sharing that publication, the intent of you gathering, the intent of you speaking is what this law definitely get for be used for. But what thing I say is, in history in this nation, we get people that don't misuse their authority. In the history of this nation, we get people that don't misuse position they give them. So if this law is misused, then it will be a bad law. But if its law is used as it's written, black and white, then it is not a bad law.
We'll bring in Honorable Mario Conte, when the chairman for the legislative committee. People like Chernobyl of the African Express hold a contrary view to this bill, unlike Honorable Omfa Soriko we say na a very good law for them if the government don't misuse them. Chernobyl, I beg your pardon, believes say this is a very dangerous law where they tighten the space, especially with camper freedom of expression, the right to protest, human rights of citizens.
We entitled to our own opinions, but we're not entitled to our own facts. Facts na fact. And a very clear way my colleague starts with the preamble of the Malabo summit on this particular one. Terrorism is international. It cuts across. So when people get their own way with the filthy terrorism laws therefore be shaped, well, not their opinion. We can't take that away from them. But make I just make something clear. Make I just maybe buttress within Honorable Mfa talk about in terms of the exceptions. Even though, because you get right for protest, for industrial action, but if you do them with the intention, okay, for understanding, if you do that, you protest, you do them with the intention for cause some certain damage to property and everything, you understand, you also fall within the law. You get right for protest. I don't know understand what I mean.
So you know the intention.
Yeah.
Fine. You get right for protest. Like that's why they protest. They grab you, go begin damage property. you understand, not to forgo for good damage
So
property.
they consider you as a terrorist?
Absolutely, you understand, it's something when you dey protest, how you dey connect protesting and damaging property. Protesting, you understand, self-determination for cause serious bodily harm. You understand? It's just like, I'll give an example. You have workers here, you understand, protesting for their salaries.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, they storm inside here, then begin point cameras. It's something different. It's gone beyond protest.
So in that scenario,
So these are things they go look at.
that scenario, the way they give honorable in this case, if then kind of thing they happen, who that's then the whole responsible? Is it the person will go seek clearance for do the protest, or the one that will go catch in the action?
Well, the investigation will prove that Uda will be directly responsible, but they must start with the person who seek clearance. Say, now this should be say, now they go do, you understand what happened. So the investigation get for determine all of that. But it must start first. There is no way you go meet somebody first. You're not in. They start first with the one who can seek clearance. Say, was this the intended purpose? So these are some of the things we really get forget. Say, oh, say for freedom for protest, but there are limitations. There are limitations. You understand? We get for be guided. They also need safeguards within the law. So, like I say, in fact, Sierra Leone maybe will not see most of that part yet of terrorism and will not wish for Sierra. But it's very serious. And we don't try for. So even this one thing about this law, yeah. No disrespect, but I feel say they don't try for put too much sensation into it, and they don't hyper insert. Now, one of the most simple and straightforward laws that we don't ever deal with. Because we no need for going grab things then for coming. African countries and they're all taking their own different context into consideration. Say, yes, this don't affect you in a certain regions, in the Sahel region and all other regions then. Well, this is not a universal problem. Let we come together. Let we come put to ideas them for see how this go. So trust me, not too much thinking go into this one before it finally come out. Then just need for adapt this particular one to your own circumstance with slightest modification.
So all of them opinion or perception, if I can say, where people on the right about this particular law, the same way it be day before now for us as a bill and they go through and critically. Organization is send position paper where they write things the way they feel say it really scary. Una try for una homework well as MP them for ensure say the people who they represent the parliaments, their voices then be heard.
I'll tell you, say this is one of the most liberal legislative committees that will ever exist in the politics of Sierra Leone, the 5th and the 6th Parliament. First of all, whenever they gazette a bill, then they gazette a bill for let the public get an opportunity for make the valuable input into the whole process. In fact, what happened, this bill then first gazetted in June 2024. June 2024. Enough time for whosoever the monitor governance issues. But what I say, no disrespect again to most of the monitor governance issue. Only when something kind of parliament come up, now the attention they run to them. So me at the appeal with una today, those way they do them. From time to time, una they check na the government bookshop and see bills the way they come up. Una way they of in una own interest and in the public interest. Let una make valuable input on time. In fact, when you don't go through that, now sometimes with the advice of the speaker and even the committee safe, now we can put out a notice say, because we want to give people more opportunity. Sometimes we can even allow people into this kind of discussions, make them go make their own input. So we they even ask for position papers. We don't do them sometimes without number. So why would they ask for them? For me, we get an alternative view. And I don't even again I be say I don't go into the issue where maybe Slash come up with. You understand? Now you should get for clause 21 and 22 already covered in the cyber law will not be even needed and that. So it was automatically expunged. Clauses 21 and 22 one get for those publication and the other distribution thing information on the internet. So even before this large position paper come, the committee already through your own vigorous scrutiny process, we already deal with them. And some other issues, most of the things that will come, someone say, oh, in fact, they're not even providing alternative provisions. This is broad, this is vague, the definition of the... So now I said, one way most of the position people they get in common, the definition of a terrorist act, we not to we provide them, not to we coin them. And the African model of terrorism. So you just try for it. So the key thing will happen now the adding of the exceptions. Or even the exceptions, if there's also guidance, because you understand, when you foresee now, oh, I get rights for protest, you understand? But again, now within certain conditions. If that protest one escalates to something else, you understand, where the protest deviate from what in the protest where they call for, then action must be taken. Then now the investigation now will prove or determine whether it is a terrorist act or not.
Honorable, earlier you make mention of intention. Among every other things in the world, why now Salon decide to adopt this?
Well, if in fact Salon don't they work on this for the not to the very first 10 days, not to even under this government, that so much effort have been done, even from previous government for work on this one. They've been done the work on this counter-terrorism legislation for quite a long time. Now it just finally reached Parliament. Like so many other laws will be say the foundation be done. So it's now, in fact, as even a member of the Defense Committee, a couple of times we don't go on oversight, or they ask the Office of National Security. In fact, to what you may even recall, Office of National Security, we don't get 3 different meetings by then for 3 different years where they say they still they work on this one. So now it just passed, but then believe that it has been in
the question is why now? Because already if you go to the public, you ask, they will already tell you some people going for protest, be it peaceful, whether they get intention or not. It's difficult for the Sierra Leone police permit them protest. So the question is why now? Okay. Why not now we see don't go through Parliament?
Also with your question, why not now? Because you understand, terrorism is clearly evident. Now, like climate change is affecting us every now and then. So you understand, why not now? For joining the global village. Trust me, Sierra Leone is also making serious progress in terms of laws. You understand? In fact, it's long overdue. If you check when the Misidona Malabo and up till now, it's long overdue.
So whose importance this gets to Sierra Leoneans then?
Of course, would they join the rest of the world for maintaining international peace? First of all, it's not only Sierra Leoneans, in fact, even the region, because somebody will even they try for perpetuate, terrorist activities them for try for even affect the region. So not only Sierra Leoneans, but the region as a whole. Like I say, we're a part of the global village and we also want to make meaningful and valuable contribution towards international peace. Now, IMEC will set up this particular law, where they make provision for the Counter-Terrorism Committee, the Counter-Terrorism Coordination Committee, the Counter-Terrorism Fusion Center, and the Counter-Terrorism Liaison Officers there. We all get for work towards the policy aspect, the coordination aspect, and of course, the operational aspect of dealing with terrorism, offenses, and penalties, and other related matters.
Alright, so I continue for day with we in the studio. The program where they watch now breakfast show where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV. And today we look at the significance of the Counter-Terrorism Act of 2024, where yesterday member of Parliament them been turned to law, and we get member of Parliament them from the 2 parties in the Parliament, the ruling and the opposition, and also the chairman for the legislative committee. But people them way beyond they raise their voice from the time where this particular bill been there first in Parliament as a bill and be there before the committee for look inside. People them beyond they raise their voice them, and one part them people here na a lawyer and also an advocate way na Augustine Soris and Bemara. Yesterday after we Parliament be don't pass this particular bill, we team been go meet him for an interview who said been stating position.
Question for us or comments for make regarding the 2024 Counter-Terrorism Act where Parliament just agree for you can drop them in the comment section at the different platforms side watch or drop them to +232 742 100 545. We will continue the conversation and we still get the members of Parliament and at the studio we get from the All People's Congress APC party when Honorable Umfa G Kuruma, and also we get from the Sierra Leone People's Party SLPP we get Honorable Mary Conte. We look at this issue we get for do with the Counter-Terrorism Act, so they discuss the significance of to Salon, especially where EBC Natin, where other countries them, according to the members of Parliament, and don't implement for a very long time. But now Salon don't particularly take this particular law. Let come to you, Honorable Umfa, as we talk about the significance of this particular law. You don't make mention in a good law, taking into consideration the concerns that we've come from the public. You say, only the members of parliament them do adopt them. Will they come to you quickly for can talk about what make it important at this time? But let me just go on the line and talk to the president for the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, SLAJ. As we've been saying earlier, now one of the body them this we've been put a position paper for this whole law. Well, we see parliament on pass them yesterday. We won't forget updates from the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, SLAJ, and we get Ahmed Said Nazgala on the phone now for let we hear from them whether or not them position the change where parliament don't pass this particular law. Good morning and welcome to the breakfast show, Mr. Nazgala.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning.
Like I tell the viewers them just now, SLAJ gets a whole position on this whole act where parliament don't agree for yesterday. Firstly, let we just know waiting at the position of SLAJ as parliament don't pass the law already.
Well, they don't pass the law, yes, we know, and we also know say we submit the position very late. We do in talks with the chairman of the legislative committee, and with respect to what we said earlier, but we lost the back and forth with them, and so we get the opportunity to sit on the eve of the day where they proceed and do the third reading. But if we acknowledge them and say most they will get, they don't already address them. So yes, we still get, we not give up it because we consider them legitimate, and we look forward to because we get small window. We'll, after they don't do this, they don't pass out. They get for do the amendment them, put them together and go print them before they go to HE for they design. Yeah. So we use that opportunity to watch the final document and see say we still get concerns with them. Then we can take a case to listen to concerns and just say the final document not get anything will undermine press freedom and free expression assault.
Waiting at this position where SLAJ gets for the benefits of the one them we not see them yet. Waiting on a concern them about this law.
Well, we concern different from what will be the concerns that will be get from the cyber security law. All the lawyers we not against the laws, we not against the law, we not against the terrorism and law where they don't pass because every country they forget them. They help to fight national security and the illicit financing them. But we concern the sections they work in DD, some sections they work will get the potential for the undermine press freedom and people in rights for express themselves freely. And people looking inside government. They sabi use them, they section they are. But target people with the say now people are very critical to the government and also critical on national issues there. And of course I know they're go through all the sections that both also pick up today and they have a Facebook page. What are our concern? The sections they will be say vague and not defined and they want to look the authority use for silence and would they decided.
Mr. Nazgala, today with the chairman for the legislative committee in the studio now. Earlier he make mention say even before na drawing attention to some of them clause there so na facing a threat to press freedom on their own as a committee. We don't already expunge some of them clause there because they exist na the Cyber Security Act, and according to then take into consideration all una concern them. Yesterday they don't pass this act. Una don't able for go back to una lawyer them for try for see if really waiting the chairman tell you then do them.
Well, I have to tell the chairman thank you because from where they begin discussions there, me and be in constant engagement. I tell us we get concerned, we want to put the project together, but this is not law. We the journalists we not lawyers there, but fortunately we get people within the active when lawyers there, and we get a legal team. We look at them, and let them take the time and go through and see that inside there for people position statement and send out to them. Yes, actually say most of the concerns they don't take them on board. But we're not going to know right now what are the final document. First we get the final documents, and now I talked to the clerk officers that they say that they put them together. The committee they put all the amendments together what they don't amend, and the final document now so we get access to that one day. Same when they go down them. I don't know if they did or not day. Like I say, if they don't day, we still get reason for lobby and for advocates for change subsection them. Then we get small window of opportunity, and we'll each get for receive the document for sign up. Then we'll say we'll able to engage the HE office because that will be kind of as champion of free speech. And like I say, you're not going to sign any document who undermine freedom of expression and freedom of the media nationally.
Yesterday, during the term where Parliament's been just passed this particular act, one advocate where they don't use in social media platform them for talk about how dangerous this particular act be if it happen for turn law. Natural Bar of the African Express, the colleague journalist as well, been question / the role and position where it say una not take serious attention in some of them dangers there where they inside this particular act.
When I tell you, my opinion on the way you talk, we not argue with them. We know what they do, and we get lawyers them. We lawyers they don't put questions together with us to Parliament, and we then get to Parliament. We get a relationship with Parliament, and also get a relationship with the President in office. And so, when they look at them, political opportunities they have for interest, say the final document, we each get for sign. We don't get any issue with that.
Quickly, before you left with Mr. President, you don't define the chairman for the legislative committee as being very responsive from the time start the conversation for put to some of the things them where you feel say na a threat to press freedom. And now on a late for send on a position paper, by the time they send Parliament don't agree for this particular bill, it don't turn act. What if you get hold of the final document, you and lawyers them, they interpret and tona / still get a concern? You optimistic say the committee go give una a window for your una?
Not the committee again. You know, so where the process where they don't Parliament do they enact the law. They enact now then they put together now all the amendments they don't say they don't amend. Everybody at the final document. If you look at the bill now, the bill right now, the original one they will get all the problem who say we get the document. Now they don't pass them in light of the amendment they will get for make. So now it don't come on a Parliament here now. Parliament all get 24 now for put them together the final document and send them for printing and put on the government bookshop. So that they will go better now because that period now you get for go to HE. That period now we look after. But we can still talk yes, HE get the power for sending go back to my Parliament. And so now we look into any concerns here. Slash and other organizations, I guess small concerns for this year, and watch them and see and engage them.
So if it happen that way, the optimistic say the committee will be responsive, as you don't say they don't be responsive.
I'm always optimistic. I'm always optimistic. And Parliament not to program in the day. National people in the day. Now we elected parliamentarians there, and then those they have the big suit. We're not going for the Parliament forever. If they affect if they put anything bad day, not to know it affects you. Not just affect journalists. Ordinary people. It affects everybody. Because when you come on a Parliament, you can be ordinary person. Definitely. They don't say that you have to express your opinion on critically against government or against national issues there. Then it gives them that for all you. So I'm not saying they're responsible enough and honorable enough for interest say whatever the other, in order to protect the one who do right now, but also for the two they get for left power.
All right, many thanks. Ahmed Sahid Nazgala, where you talked to me this morning and state / imposition for SECA, the Counter-Terrorism Act, where Parliament passed yesterday.
Thank you.
All right, that's now the president for the Salon Association of Journalists, Ahmed Sahid Nazgala. Then be sent a position paper to the Legislative Committee, but as soon as reform and then late for send this position paper. And yesterday, Parliament done pass this particular bill to law. Quickly, we come back to the honorable members them. We'll take this short break.
Orange Maxit, the super app will bring comfort and control now you on. With Orange Maxit, do all your transaction and fast and safe. Whether not for send money to family, party, or workmates, this transfer quick. You want recharge, buy top up and data in just few seconds. Get daily, weekly and monthly package them with just one tap. Stay in control with quick balance check and instantly manage your finances well. Whether now you top up, data or transaction history you want all day in one place. If you mistake, no worry, you fit reverse them instantly. Visit the marketplace na Maxit and buy the latest in them, tickets to the biggest events them, and even play games. All this day na yuan. Do all your transaction them easy. Pay merchants, pay bills, transfer money from bank to wallets, and cash out all na one app with safe. Easy. Search Maxit now na Google Play and iOS App Store. Download, install, and then register with your number and password. Open Maxit and see how it is simplify your life. Download Maxit today and get comfort now your fingertips.
Orange.
Ready for more options? The UVA digital experience. Same features on a bigger screen, same login on any device. Send money, pay bills, top up airtime and data. Manage all your accounts. Switch up the look. Save for your goals. Get insights on your accounts. Schedule upcoming payments and more. Visit internetbanking.ubagroup.com to get started.
You are watching Liberty Online TV.
All right, welcome back. You still watch Breakfast on Liberty Online Television, and we come to members of Parliament and back as we continue to look at the Counter-Terrorism Act, where Parliament agreed for yesterday. I asked you earlier, G. Kuruma, about the significance, because if we discuss this and the public gets a lot of misconception about this particular act, been no say originally been going to Parliament, we been get for do with some issues, we get for do with certain definitions certain clauses where according to one of the members of Parliament wanna be ensure say wanna do justice to them concerns and the way the public been gets. How you go describe insignificance at this stage?
At this stage, really, first of all, I want to go a little bit on the concerns the public be get. I think saying I knock on the security apparatus then, because historically the security apparatus have been seen to be taking orders from above, irrespective of which government they're in governance. And sometimes when they do that, they break the law. Because I remember one time I be doing my mama during an elections when they beat up on me. And that was under the two IGs before this IG, Sovula. And in the beating up of me, the officer actually say, now member of Parliament, the member of Parliament this. So we know say terms and the way they misuse law. And are then suspicions and the public get. And then suspicions and the way then public get. Now I make when laws like this they come up, all the worry say it is a bad law. You asked me a question about whether the law is good, and I said it's good because I think say now essential law. Because we need for contemporize with country laws with other in the global society with other countries. So the essence of this law, which we get to understand is one, government declare this bill, and the chairman denier then give you all the indications, will raise all the concerns in the first and second reading, especially the second reading will be the debate. But of course we go back to the drawing board and say exceptions for day. And indeed, the government bench and the government and the government bench listen to the exceptions and they. So now we get this law where indeed they protect people their right to self-determination. But what you get for be concerned, and this message will go to the police, particularly because they are the enforcers of the law. Let them get for no say where the law they not misuse the law. Number one, when somebody want to come out for protest, and they take permission. But indeed you so many times people in permission they seek, they need a grantor for protest. But of course, during 10 days they protest back, we get unscrupulous entities who can come and join the protest, who can create the damage. So I think it's very important for law get a professional force which will identify the unscrupulous entities versus the people who they organize the protest, and also what for who ensure say the greater and necessary protection of people who they give the protest. Because if they cover the area outside the protest, they say, okay, you have a permission to assemble here. For ensure say, outside the people they assembled for protest, they are protected. Let's say now workers they want protest. If you know to worker, you know for the part of this protest here. Let's say, okay, activists they want protest. If you know to activists, you know for the part of this protest. Because sometimes people can use the moments where protest day for can do the other thing, for go broke people in shop, for go rob them businessman the way not get business for do it within they go on. We can see as they say protest all man lock in shop. So indeed, I think it's important that the security apparatus become more professional under the leadership they get now, Ijuselu, and that them and moving forward, and that when they get their responsibility, they use them as opportunity for use unnecessary force on people them where they try for exercise their civic right and responsibility. So I think that's the message really that the suspicion on the security apparatus and the suspicion on operatives them working use opportunities them because they get authority for misuse their law there. And at the end of the day, victims people can become victims of their actions here.
So based on waiting, you know, say they inside waiting on all seem for don't agree for na parliament. You assure the public say they are secured in terms of protesting, then we'll get that freedom there for protest and enough for scared based on waiting they inside this law. Clearly,
and also it's also a reminder that as a nation we will not be seen as a nation we get the potential for harbor terrorists. What you get for notes? We have a country where 75% of the people they're unemployed. People they commit their activities and get a lot of money on their hands. So if they all kind of salon and say this na country will not get laws in NTA, then we as citizens no say will not get law in the issues there. It's possible to one mama in house say we want you picking for go do this for we. Will they give $1,000? Will they give you $10,000? So tell the mommy or the papa no want to see this kind of money. They encourage him picking for go do the anything and they look other nations them where they talk about where people where you get suicide bombers. They offer money actually to the families them. Say can give you picking let go do this here. You know when they give this money something all your lifetime no go ever give you $100,000. Give you picking give you picking will you give $100,000. The picking self sometimes a day in a life where you don't see any future for himself. He say okay I they go bomb people them. When I give me the bomb I they go kill them. Once I don't left $100,000 for me people them. So now make it important that as a nation we'll get a lawyer and we as responsible opposition will also condemn all things. But we'll go for insurance say there are safeguards. Now make in we own press statement we'll give them safeguards and we will thankfully the government bench take their safeguards into consideration and we get a law will fit for purpose.
Before we come to Honorable Mary, not just take messages from the viewers, then they will come now to you who respond because most of the messages then they come for you. The first one they take now from Facebook, they come out from Victor Akomengot. He say there are various bodies and committees that will be tasked to carry out the and implement the clauses in this act. The main challenges are coordination, collaboration, and chain of command. Providing necessary finance and technical personnel is also another cause for concern.
All right, to look at more messages, the very first one from the YouTube channel, they come out from Eric Johnson. They say, I hope say this new counter-terrorism law not therefore give innocent citizens a problem because we all know the kind country where we dey.
Harry Williams, they say a violent protest is not automatically classified as a terrorist act, but it can be considered terrorism under certain conditions. The distinction depends on factors like intent, targets, and objective.
It is Olema Jalo say what the act, how does the act strengthen law and ability to combat terrorism?
Kamara Suleiman on Facebook, they say the most dangerous thing about this law is the overreaction to pose a threat to human rights defenders, activists, as well as members of marginalized groups and others wrongly accused of terrorism by granting the government excessive and unchecked powers and being susceptible to arbitrary and enforcement.
This other message say, How will the acts affect border security and immigration policies?
Abdullah B. Lukulede say counter-terrorism measures in Sierra Leone have far-reaching implications. Nevertheless, the primary concern persists that certain provisions remain in place, enabling the government to arrest and detain individuals who protest against the government or express their grievances. I hope that APC party members in Parliament thoroughly reviewed the bill and gave a comprehensive understanding.
This one from Brahma Kane is saying now that it has become law, I presume that there should be an anti-terrorism wing of the Sierra Leone Police and the SLA.
This one, they say, who determines the intent that is used to define the terrorist intention?
Isaba, they ask, say, but Monk, why did your legal team waste time to review the documents? Payment issues or what?
All right, this from Fode Mustafa Toure, they say, with all the problems facing the country, a terrorism bill is much more important to the president and parliament. These people have different priorities compared to those of the citizens. Several laws have been made to appease the donor partners like criminal libel, death penalty, women's bill, etc. Instead of focusing on providing drinking water, food and medicine, the donor partners are only interested in the welfare of the people.
This final one, when we go read, Kamara Sulaiman say the most dangerous thing about the law is the overreaction to pose a threat to human rights defenders, activists, as well as members of marginalized groups and other wrongly accused of terrorism by granting the government excessive arbitrary to disciplinary enforcement.
The last one we go take, they come up from Samuel Y. Sise. He say, hearing the individual supposedly to be seeking the interest of the general public discussing the topics referencing Malabo, why can't they reference other laws across Africa that deals with the livelihood of the suffering masses, the right to basic necessity, for someone to buy a prepaid credit for his or her meter and could not get the service, and foodstuff gets perished? How could that not be a violation of rights? Well, from the messages they do, they come to Honorable Mare. There you go, start for respond. Then later come to Honorable Umfa.
You know, I know they smile out of disrespect, you understand, I just the surprise, the kind of interest anyway towards this very last moment. I wish we would generate that kind of interest on so many of the issues, and then they'll try to get a genuine exchange. Victor Mengot, they deal with that, you know, in terms of the different bodies. We'll get different layers there. The National Security, National Terrorism Committee, of course, they deal with things at the policy level. The Counter-Terrorism Coordination Committee, of course, now the thing and the way he mentions the coordination, get for the coordination aspect. Then you get the Fusion Center, the operationalization aspect, of course, an extension of that. Now the the liaison officers there. So it's very clear that the parties they all come together for national security, they all get for the coordinate and collaborate for make sure say we'll get to one great institution go for fight terrorism. So the Act make provision for that particular collaboration. So we just hope say, and we'll say through oversight responsibility for follow-up and make sure say the relevant coordination and collaboration take place. Then somebody talk about violent protest, not all violent protests, you understand, we would look at go view them as terrorism or terrorist act. Now it make earlier on a talk say investigation will even determine that. Then apart from that, the definition of a terrorist act, it gets so many parameters what the person self-mentioned. So if then try for look at some of them, the intention of it, if at all you go protest, but you ain't protest, now the intention of go cause bodily harm, damage to property, then it meets some kind of parameters, you know, so we fall under the definition of a terrorist. We'll talk about for affect whether it will affect how this will affect border and security. Obviously we'll get for be robust in it because terrorism say not global thing. Earlier on I say not only Salon no more. Some man will even want can base now for even operate within the region. So the fact that we try for join the wall for make sure say we'll get a peaceful world, then we'll have to for tied up with security apparatus. Then of course Ulema Tujalo talk about the law enforcement aspect. Yes, relevant training will be provided for all the one that will concern, because this terrorism again a global, a non-new, but then we get for make sure say people don't get the special sabi who they need for adult terrorist activities. Then who determines intent? Of course, now investigation will get for determining that. So all man get for getting right for defending self when the time reach for try for sure say, oh, I go for go protest, my intention not for go damage property. But then, as of course, with the defense we will clear that. Somebody talk about the human rights aspect. Why should they go reference Malabo? But then why not? Not so we just grab. It's the African model. All the issues here in a place where in the alpha of human rights they not be addressed. Human rights should not be addressed. It could even lead. It could create that kind of enable environment there for terrorism thrives. But again, when you get that kind of law, it will try to suppress any other kind of intention, whether they plan for do them or whether they even attempt for do them. So I believe say the concerns then genuine and the law don't come into effect, will also will make sure say in oversight responsibility as a parliament will follow up with the relevant bodies with tasked with the responsibility of putting terrorism issues under control for make sure say they roll out this particular law the way it will be. We have no perfect laws, we have no perfect people in them positions here, but now collective responsibility as a nation for make us support the powers that be and those who are responsible for make sure say they roll out in the interest of the people.
All right, so that's your Honorable Umfa.
Well, me take cognizance more of the person with the issues about the human rights issues. And of course, as an opposition, we've raised concern about those human rights issues. And when you get for do with tariffs, them by mobile companies, when you get for do with ETSA, electricity, we get for do with casualties them because of lack of electricity, we get for do with government providing essential services for the people. And I think that there are ongoing discourse we will get. Ongoing discourse, especially what they get as opposition, ongoing discourse what they get in monthly press conferences, and we put pressure on government to ensure say they meet the standard when you get for do with catering for the welfare of the people. Then an ongoing fight and it not will end and it not will stop. But we said they call on government for do more and for do better.
This particular law timely?
Well, in contemporizing us with global with global best practice, and being that as countries in this global village, the African model law been on this since 2011. Then we are talking about it 14 years later. I think say it is time for let's Sierra Leone do their own part of it.
You think so if now the All People's Congress APC party been there in administration at this time, una for don't agree for this law right now?
If now be in a power, we supposed for do it here. But of course we will get concern just like how we get concerns now. And definitely I should say we get concerns from the oppositions back at the time for say the lawyer will not want the rights now because the suspicion and the concern they say people then go misuse the law for targets especially where the opposition where even at some point the president will not label say they not specify say we get specific terrorist group them within. They just say people in the opposition are terrorists. That blanket statement there, you go be concerned say, okay, government not going to be responsible for handling well, or it could be used for target the opposition. We made that very clear what the debate say. We will ensure say this law not be used. They not use this law for target the opposition. But all are the suspicion because when you go to states where government are more responsible, where laws and this come up, people in there is too much concerned. They happy say yes, government not do this for protect we the citizens. But in Sierra Leone, because they misuse every authority will get, people even one person in our office can misuse an authority who gets over everybody else at the office. Now make they get then concerned. So it's very important for us not say as people of this nation, we need for reset and see how we do things and different. We're not for they copy all the bad things in other countries, for copy the good examples the way other citizens of other nations they set. If we do that, then we'll get a better salon.
Honorable Marie Conte, how true is it that most of them be there so we una member of parliament them, especially when I can come into agreement because it clearly shows say both the ruling and the opposition they speak with one voice now. We can pass this Counter-Terrorism Act of 2025. Most of them can be influenced by donor funding them. Is it true?
Not to my knowledge. Only that, you understand, obviously you can get parties then like if you talk about child rights, for example, you must get UNICEF and other issues way now they will interest area they will be keen for making them know exactly what is happening. But at the end of the day, now Parliament they vote and take a decision. There is nothing wrong about people being interested, you understand. You get UN women, you get all these particular groups, you know, so we always deal with them in the governance space. But then again, Parliament gets your mandate for make sure so pass laws them in the interest of our people. So that we always get forget them. But now how we really manage them. Sierra Leone an independent state, we get for do what we supposed for do, and we are representatives of the people. Now make we debate the issue and make sure say we take decisions that will go reflect the interest of our people. Of course, it's a natural thing.
Before you left way, for the one that we still hold on to this fear perception, say this is a very dangerous law. We will go against people in human rights. We will seize the rights to protest, and also we will be a threat to press freedom. Speak to them now and let them fear say nothing like that. No, the inside this particular law they discuss.
Well, okay, I will do that. I'd already do that earlier on. The legislative committee itself take into consideration every other person in concern. The scrutiny being very thorough. Like I say, even some of the issues them in we own conscience as representatives of the people, before the arrival of any other position paper, we'll make sure we'll take them into consideration. So again, not just that kind of assurance that they give. Most of the issues where I feel say them be raised in terms of how vague or broad the definition of a terrorist act is. We don't try to provide a safeguard by incorporating the exceptions to them. The rest will be determined by investigation. You understand? But the exception not to all kind gathering and will say a terrorist act. Then they're very clear. Clauses 21 and 22 will get something to do with publication and also distributed information via the internet way. I'm sure that be the concern that they of major concern of a sludge and some other people then they all in fact will automatically expunge them. So all the other areas, again, I talked earlier say we know they get a perfect law, but the law we don't put together, we strongly believe say both parties, the parliament as a whole, we strongly believe say it reflect the interest of the people and the intention not to make bad law for anybody, because there is not even a bad law. Any law will come now responsibility for fine tuner. This law now for make sure say we have join the queue and be part of the international peace order of the world, and for make sure say we people that live in an environment whose side they will feel safe and ready for make meaningful contribution to national development.
All right, many thanks for joining me at the studio this morning. Honorable Abdulmari Conte, we are the chairman for the legislative committee in the parliament, and also Honorable Onfajiko Oma, we are the parliamentary spokesperson for the opposition. Then be there with me this morning. We don't discuss some of the issues them we've been come out before yesterday. Parliament been finally passed the Counter-Terrorism Act of 2025 to law. Well, you don't hear from both parties. They say a very good law, and nothing no they will go against the citizens' their human rights. Nothing no they will go be threats to press freedom, and also nothing no they will go protect or we go stop the rights to protest by citizens then. Well, that Liberty TV day for educate, inform, especially making camp and critical issues. So they bring both parties for let them go can explain. Now they're in the breakfast show for today. Princess Pierce then produced the program, Samuel Thomas and Dennis Camera, and then give technical support to the production team for bringing this edition of the breakfast show to you. Mina Khadija Bangua, they say have a blessed day.
All right, until we meet again, Mabel, goodbye. Have a good day.
City, then clean, all clean city, develop.
This is Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown. And today, I want to talk to Freetonians about sanitation. We objective, transform Freetown, transforming lives. We not go able to achieve them if we all not join hands. Freetown City Council get role, but every Freetonian also get responsibility. Let we start first with the fact say FCC with the sweep 110 major streets every single morning from Monday to Saturday. But when we don't sweep the streets, if Freetonians then come and they continue for heap dirty in the street, they make the place look fine. Now make we get them litter bins them. The yellow bins we wanna go see around. So in the waka, you drink from your water bottle, your water plastic, you eat your packet something, not even a ground where you done. Make sure say you put on one of them bins then they. That litter bin they, there for you host dirty. Mean say you for pack you host dirty, you can pin her next to the bins them. Not to the idea that. Not give you host dirty to them one way the Allah say clean salon. No say that dirty way they collect now you host. Get for Karango now the one of the two official sites. They Karango Kisi Bome, they Karango King Tom Bome. It turns so it left on a ground. And now we council get a problem, but you self get a problem because now front somebody else in Domot, your own dirty don't end up. So wait you for do with you host dirty. We get the one then a council when we don't certify, say they're approved waste providers. Then they on tricycles, some of them they not vehicle. You will get host, you will get business, you in a hospital, institution, everybody for make sure say their waste collected by an approved FCC waste collector. We get the tricycle groups, we get the companies. So you go see them around. We engage with them on a regular basis. And wait till we go do now as we come into this new year. Now for make sure say FCC stand behind them for FU for no side and day and for let them self go to you so that we no go get a gap. When you eat dirty in a gutter, it end up na Lumley Beach, Toke Beach. All the tourism ambition where we get for the city, we lost that potential there. FCC, they spend boku money on dirty business. The fuel, the labor, the vehicle maintenance, the spare parts, the night operations, the illegal dump site clearing where we get for the do every now and then. All that boku money, I'm not going to say we're not going to spend anything, but we're going to reduce some. If Freetonians then do the right thing. Because we not going to get for go clear illegal dump sites. We're not going to get for sweep as many streets and spend as long. So if we reduce that money we spend now on dirty business, we go able put some on development. We all want for improving municipal schools. We want improving markets them. We want for let we see new developments at the city. That money where we use for dirty business, you and while we all make up we mind. Pay.
You are watching Liberty Online TV.